You are now listening to the greatest show in the universe.
Hey man, this is Tommy Chong, and right now you're listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey, this is Jordan Belfort, the real Wolf of Wall Street, and you're listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.
The Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Sean Danielson from Smile Empty Soul, and you are listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.
The Anthony Rogers Show.
Brian Vanderek from the Verb Pipe here, and you're listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey, this is James Jude Courtney, Michael Myers, a.k.a. The Shape, in Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and the soon-to-be-released Halloween Ends. And this is the Anthony Rogers Show.
I am Dave Holmes from MTV and Esquire Magazine, and you are listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.
What's up, everybody? WWE Hall of Famer, the Godfather, and cannabis expert, and connoisseur, and you're watching the Anthony Rogers Show. Peace.
Luxurious Bastard Beard Co. is the best in beard care products. Grow a beard, be a man, and use Luxurious Bastard Beard Co. Use promo code LEGENDARY to get a discount. And get your Christmas shopping done early. Luxurious Bastard Beard Co. Link in description. Hemper offers a premium monthly smoking subscription box for all of your smoking essentials. Avoid trips to head shops and gain access to limited edition bongs and smoking goodies. Discover limited edition glass and innovative accessories. 3 million boxes shipped. Get this month's box $39.99 for over $100 in smoking gear.
Wild protein chips. Comfort food you can count on. Chips made from chicken breast, egg whites, and bone broth. High-protein chips crafted from real ingredients: chicken breast, egg whites, and bone broth. No nuts. No gluten. No grain. No dairy. No potatoes. Use promo code LEGENDARY and try them for yourself. Hello everyone from around the world. I want to tell you Chom dipping sauce is so good and is so spicy. It makes every day a good day. Right now you can use the link in description or promo code Anthony Rogers, one word, to get a discount and try the fresh and best dipping sauce, Chom dipping sauce.
Holy shit, I am a survivor of that intro. That was the longest intro in the history of podcasts. I hope that you were with us tonight while we break the record. So in good news though, we have Nikki back. How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, it's like a real show right now. We have a co-host again. It's like a real podcast today. So it made sitting through that long intro worth it. We have a huge guest today. One of your friends and teachers, you said, or something like that.
Yeah. Yes, he's my spiritual teacher.
That's awesome. Yeah. Matthew John, how you doing, brother?
Well, thank you for having me on. This is very exciting.
Yeah, thanks, man. So what is a spiritual healer to a complete dumbass like myself? Like,
well, I guess the best way to describe myself is I'm here to teach knowledge that maybe isn't so, visible to the kind of normal public, and to teach skills to heal oneself, to heal others, and to expand one's awareness and one's consciousness, to expand one's ability to connect with things outside of the physical 3D world that we're so accustomed to. For example, connecting with spirits, connecting with loved ones on the other side, even connecting with extraterrestrials.
That's awesome. That's summed up like really well, like for a caveman like myself. I like that.
You may have been a caveman in another lifetime, sir, by the way.
You what?
I said he may have been a caveman in another life.
I look like one in this life,
Actually, most of us were. Most of us had at least one life on Earth where we were just kind of that Neanderthal archetype, where we were just learning what it's like to be, a physical 3D human on Earth. And it's a joke, but also not.
No, I believe that. No, I definitely believe in like reincarnation. That I feel like I've been here before. I feel like other people have. Like, can you dumb down starseed for me? Like, I think like, that's a cool
what I was
concept.
gonna ask next. If you could explain that.
Yeah, I did a little homework, so I'm kind of a dumbass on it, but like,
No, I mean, look, it's a very new field of study. It's a very niche topic. Not a lot of people know anything about it. I just happen to be someone that has looked into it for over a decade, and I, teach about it worldwide now. So it's not a dumb question at all. Like most people think the term is like something from Star Wars or Star Trek or something, but it's a real phenomenon. The idea is that as a soul, we can potentially have our origins not be in this earth realm, but actually be from outside of this earth realm, for example, somewhere else in the Milky Way galaxy, or even outside of the Milky Way galaxy. And it's something that indigenous groups have believed in for a long time. I was speaking to a client of mine last week, and she was telling me that she's been fascinated with the idea of starseed since she went to a Lakota elders meeting, the Lakota natives in the United States here, about 20 years ago, and they went around in a circle, and the Lakota elder told everyone which star system they're actually from. And since then, she has been very fascinated with it. So it's something that really the lore of starseeds goes back into indigenous cultures and what the indigenous people know as truth, back not just in the United States, but also all around the world. And it's in this new age kind of spiritual field now, which I'm involved in, which we're actually kind of attempting to bring it more out in vogue to the public. The idea is that your soul originated from outside of the earth realm, and you came down here as what's called a fractal. So basically, you ascended at one point in your soul's journey to such a high level of awareness, to holding such a high frequency, that you were able to actually almost birth a new self. It's like in Austin Powers, the mini me, right? You've reached such a level of power that you're able to actually birth a new soul. You send that soul to a lower dimension like Earth. Earth is operating at a very low frequency, a very low dimension, which is easy to see with all that's going on in the world right now. But if you're a starseed, it means your true soul comes from a much, much higher place somewhere out there, and you basically created a version of self that can fit into the very low frequency that is here to have this experience.
That's
Plus,
crazy.
they're also like they come with like higher wisdom. They're like older souls, and they usually have like spiritual gifts.
Yes,
and just
yes,
feel
exactly.
connected to like angels and like higher dimensional beings.
Yeah, precisely, because we've done it before. If you're a starseed, like I know for sure Nikki and I are, we've gone
Yeah.
deep into this, right? And actually, we may even be from the same star system, which is actually really amazing.
Yeah.
And it is a thing where if you are a starseed, it means that you have been able to do many things that we can't yet do as humans on Earth, like telepathy, like teleportation, like all sorts of form of energy healing and creating things, instant manifestation, being able to travel, interdimensionally, being able to travel in through time into different timelines or different time periods. These are skills that the higher echelon of beings, we could say the beings like the Sirians and the Pleiadians and the Arcturians, the beings that come from a much higher dimension or frequency, are able to do. And this is why we see ships, look at the Phoenix lights of 2003, I believe, right? Where a whole fleet of ships came over Phoenix, Arizona. It's like no one can, really tell me that wasn't extraterrestrials. What else could that have been, right? But how did they show up? Well, they showed up through some sort of wormhole or portal, or they were able to, move through space-time in a way that technology we don't have yet, right, on this Earth. So as starseeds, we come from that, and we're here to reawaken that potentially on this planet.
Jenny was asking in the comments, how can you find what star you're from?
Yeah, that's a great question. So that's actually what I do in my work every day. I have a very strange job. I'm here in my office, and I'm on the phone or Zoom with people, and I'm actually reading for them where their star system is from. If you wanted to for fun, I'd be happy to give Jenny a little mini reading on the show or whatever you guys want to do. But I can tell you, or if you're not going to go to an intuitive like myself that's very well versed in this sort of stuff, my suggestion is to really read through and research many different types. Look at the Sirians, the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Lyrans, the Andromedans, the Yael, the Hyadians. There's so many that are very common as starseeds, and just read the characteristics and see which ones really feel like they're most aligned. That's something that I actually teach a lot of classes about, is like kind of identifying which type most aligns with you.
You can sometimes see it in people's faces, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Like for instance, like fairies, or like there's certain types that like you can almost see like they look like they have fairy-ish features, or like Lyrans, like it's like almost like you could see them. Sometimes I could almost like see
You look
them
like a cat too.
as like a cat, or it's weird. Like I swear it's weird. Or maybe
Well,
that's just me. I
it's an
don't know.
interesting point. Yeah, I think that is sometimes a way that we can identify, sometimes not. For example, people, the Pleiadians are very fair skinned, right? And they have bright blue eyes, and
Yeah,
they're
like they look Nordic.
strikingly beautiful. But you can be African American or African, or you can be Chinese, or you can be any race as a human,
Right.
and be a Pleiadian. So there's not necessarily a correlation. But you're psychic like myself, and all psychics work in different ways, and maybe that's how you see it.
True.
Dude, okay,
it's all valid.
This is a weird thing I mentioned like several times on here. People who watch this, I've mentioned this literally several times, but to you, no, I haven't. Okay, I remember before I was born, and I remember like being in like this like sphere prison kind of thing, like my soul being in like this weird sphere prison, and then like being like sent down here, being like, okay, it's your like last chance to be like whatever, be like good and stuff. Like, what are your thoughts on that? And like, have you experienced anything like that through anybody you've worked with or yourself?
Yeah. One of the things I do in my work is what's called a past life regression. I don't know if you've heard of Dolores Cannon or QHHT. You have? Okay, great.
Yes, I've read
yeah.
books.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. So I practice a very similar art. It's not QHHT per se, but I do lead people on regressions where I basically put them under hypnosis. And the cool thing is I can do it remotely as well. They don't even need to be in front of me. I can do it over the phone or Zoom. But I lead them on a journey into other lifetimes and through the afterlife realms as well. And people have all sorts of different experiences, both after the life and both before coming into the body. So what you've described, is something I think other people have had. I would interpret it maybe as, you on some level, you are recognizing that you have a mission here in this life, and that you are meant to alchemize whatever karma you brought into, this service work, or this dharma. Dharma is the idea, the Hindus give that term, right? That we have a specific work or a specific contribution that we're meant to give to the planet. And it's based on our karmas. It's based on what we've done, both good and maybe not so good, in other lifetimes on Earth. So my sense is maybe it's a recognition of that, but only you can really know for sure. It's a very personal experience.
I remember like picking this life. Like I had like 5 or 7 like avatars, like a video game almost. Like it seemed like, and I saw there. And like all time happens at once. It seemed like where like I saw like all. Yeah. It wasn't like I sat here watching each one. They all happened at once. And I kind of saw it, and I picked this one somehow. I'm like, and I feel like I'm in the middle of like part of the test, and and I'm doing okay, I guess. But I feel like, why would I be in a space? Like, why would I be in a sphere prison? I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I remember not liking that. And then I remember them being like, okay, you can try again here, and like here's what you need to do and stuff. And like I remember part of it. And I remember like coming down into the this tunnel, there's kind of a see-through tunnel my soul went through. And I remember being born almost, and then like my and I just don't know if that's, I mean, if it was a dream or real or what, I mean, it seems real.
Yeah.
Why I'm bringing it up.
I'm getting the chills while you tell that story.
That's pretty crazy. Picking your avatar, wow, that's like surreal.
It is.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. We're definitely in a matrix for sure. Like
I bet we've all done that. I just remembered somehow, and I feel like
I've heard of people like describing the tunnel.
It's like I'm like
I've heard people describe the tunnel too. Actually,
yeah.
You what? You remember that?
I've heard people describe the tunnel. We both heard different people describe that tunnel you're talking about.
Into life and out of life.
No, I definitely remember.
And also the choice of bodies is something that I think is a thing I've seen as well before, because it's the way I understand the way souls plan out lifetimes, which is a big area of my research. Is my understanding is that, again, it's based on what you did in the previous lifetimes before, and what karmas you still have, basically what things you created that haven't yet been alchemized, right? And then you have to somehow, alchemize, you have to work with that stuff in the lifetime you're coming into next. There's a lot of soul contracts with different other people, different other souls. You're going to be my father, and you're going to be this way. You're going to be my wife, and you're going to be this way. And you're all serving each other in some way. But I think that there's many possibilities, and you do have free will as a soul to say, you know what? this could work to go into this family, to be born in, you know, France and this wealthy family, to learn my lessons, or I could choose this other body in this other family in this other part of the world, and it would be a different experience, but I would learn similar lessons. We can make soul contracts there as well. So I think there is a thing, like you mentioned, to like choosing a body like that coming to the life, which is amazing.
Yeah, I feel like I made a great choice. You know, I feel like I'm just joking.
You chose the one with the best beard.
Yeah,
you know?
I made a great choice. No, I'm just fucking around. But no, yeah, I do remember that like it's like a video game. You're picking like your character and stuff, and I remember it being very important that I be a good person. I feel like I'm close, but I'm not like 100%. I'm you know I'm like 100%. You know, but I'm trying to be. You know, and I feel like that's like the next step. Is that your goal, or what are you? What is your kind of goal here on Earth, like more or less?
Oh man, my goal is to leave as much of a positive impact as I can, and to teach and help as many people as I can. You know, I was this path like wasn't my always for me. Like I didn't really step into this stuff until my 20s, and I remember early on in my journey, my friend was doing a hypnosis session on me, and during the hypnosis, he asked me like, "What is your life's purpose?" And I said, "I am here to serve and assist in the planetary ascension and awakening process, and to help bring in the dawning of the new earth." Something almost verbatim to that. And when I woke up and he kind of, you know, he wrote it down, he told me what I said, I had no idea what it meant. And now I understand completely what it means. You know, we're ushering in a new world, we believe, a very positive world, right? So we're trying to make as positive of an impact as we can. But I guess, you know, my soul kind of brought me here to do that. And it took a while to get there, but I'm really doing it now. So that's my goal. Yeah.
No, yeah, like when you're a kid, you want to be like the bad guy rebel kind of thing, and then when you grow up, you want to save the world. You know?
Yeah, kind of. I was
sure.
rebellious too when I was, you know, a teenager in 20s. You know, I've always been very anti-authority, anti-establishment. You know, I always thought religion was complete bullshit. I was luckily raised an atheist, so I never had to break out of the Christian paradigm. With all due respect to, you know, Christians, of course, and all religions. It's just for me, I never was meant to get sucked into a kind of a path that was already laid out. I was meant to, you know, have to blaze my own trail and develop my own understandings of what life is, you know.
Sure. No, I say God's the only thing I do serve. You know, I don't much approve of like man's authority or like any of these like things. Like, you know, but I definitely try to follow God's law, and like
Yeah.
I think I'm capable of talking to people, opposing points of view. Like, and I think that's important in today's society too. It's like everybody's just like if you don't agree with everything I agree with, you're fine. You stop in the streets. You know what I mean? Like, you know, no job for you. You know, it's just like a crazy world we live in. A lot of negativity. I think we need a lot of positivity right now. I think we need.
I agree.
I think we need a Superman or Batman, but there's no one.
I agree.
I think we.
And
need,
you know, it doesn't so much matter like, you know, the way I describe things or the words I use versus the way you describe things or the words you use. It's the same frequency. It's the same energy. It's bringing that energy of love and acceptance and service to God, to the universe, to source, to whatever we call it, right?
Yeah. We're all describing our own experience. Yeah, we're all describing our own experience.
Right.
Okay, cats can fake frequency of love. I've seen them do it. They like purr, and I'm like, oh my God, everything, you know, like that's how like dudes are with like girls and stuff. They're like, and cats will do the same thing with like that frequency. They're using that 888 frequency, I think, man. Or that's the
888 frequency.
You know, a lot of people think cats are starseeds too, that they come from Lyra.
They're too smart, and they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
they do.
I believe it.
And I can tell that they can communicate through vibration. I'm like, you are tricking me through vibration. You know, it's like crazy. It's like I see it. I'm like, you don't love. I mean, like it's irrational.
You don't love me.
It's for an animal to love me. It's like this. Yeah, it's irrational. They're like purring.
Just love me, like.
Dude, my dog knows everything I'm saying. Like my mom has been, you know, thinking about getting a new puppy because our other dog just passed away last month.
Aww.
And you know, my dog knows it, and he's already.
It passed away the day after my cat passed away. That was pretty crazy.
What's that?
Crazy. I said, remember, it passed away the day after my cat passed away.
Yeah, that's
crazy. That was weird.
Yeah, it was really tough times. Both of us. Yeah. But anyways, my dog knows it. He's already acting weird and looking at me weird.
He knows.
He's getting nervous. He doesn't want another dog, you know, because
I'm going to be replaced
all the time.
Yeah.
He wants to be the only one in my mom's life, and you know, they're so intelligent. I think animals are much more telepathic than we are.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
why
I
we
Oh,
think
for sure.
you
yeah,
go out in the woods.
Cats are narcissists.
yeah. I don't even like them when I'm like cleaning up
That's
after
my
them. You know what I mean?
sister A. That's
You know,
hilarious.
I'm like cleaning up after them, and I don't even like them. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't even like them. I'm like a slave to it. I'm like, okay, I guess I just do everything for you.
Well, Seinfeld made the famous joke, right? If the aliens came down and saw one being pooping and the other
Yeah.
scooping it up, who would you think is in charge, right?
100%. No, I feel that
Yeah,
way.
for sure.
I think dogs are capable of love more so. I think dogs are more genuine in love. Cats just
I
seem
agree.
manipulative. Cats just seem like very manipulative and high frequency manipulative. I'm just like,
They're to me, cats are the feminine and dogs are the masculine, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But maybe dogs were starseeds too, because wasn't Sirius the dog star, like where like the dog beans came from?
It
And, like
is.
all these Native Americans believe that they got all their spiritual knowledge from the Syrians.
Correct, yeah. And that the Syrians built the pyramids in Egypt. They built the Sphinx.
My dog wants to say hi.
Aw, hi, doggy. Who's that again?
The dog is cute.
Boo boo. This is
Aw,
Boo Boo.
hi, baby.
I can tell I'm old because I think the dog's cute. I'm like, man, I'm getting old. Like, I'm just like, is it?
Well, you're softening, right?
I'm trying compassion. I'm like, wow. Wow, that is an adorable animal. It's like literally my. As someone else said in the comments too, like cute puppy. It's like it's a good vibe.
Oh. She looks like a toy. She doesn't even look like real. Sometimes.
It's probably too. They probably. I mean, obviously, I think they have consciousness. See, I think everything's a free. Even your thoughts are frequency. So I mean, you can.
Yeah.
That's what psychic is really. Is like reading those frequencies probably, or like receiving.
Yeah. Or just
receiving
receiving them through your third eye for sure.
Exactly. But if you're, for example, like as a medium, and Nikki and I know this, if let's say you're trying to connect with and speak with a loved one on the other side, right? Someone's loved one, or even your own loved one.
Yeah.
You basically have to match your mind with the frequency that they're at, which is a higher frequency, but it's a specific frequency. Like when I'm sitting with a person and I feel their mother who's on the other side coming through, I know it's their mother because it would be a different frequency than if it was their grandfather.
Right. It like feels different.
It feels different. Yeah.
Feels different. Like it's like.
So it's like dialing the right phone number.
Yeah.
To the other side. Water drop here. This is like a water drop, a really slow water drop, and like we're in this like really slow free vibration. That's how. That's what it seems like. How we appear is like this really slow vibration.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
it's the third dimension.
That's
for
a great
sure.
way to describe it. Yeah, everything here being so solid, right? We've had the down step. And that's the idea of being a starseed is you come from a much finer vibration. You've had to down step your vibration to be here and solidify it. And it's very unnatural. And that's actually why so many people that are very spiritually awake tend to get depressed because it's
or do drugs. I've noticed a lot of spiritual people or psychic people do drugs to not
anything, drugs,
to drown it out because it's
sex,
like so much,
gambling, whatever it is, to just bring ourselves down and try to anchor ourselves because we have more trouble. By the way, the term that I use and a lot of people use for one that is not a starseed would be called an earth seed. So if one's soul originates literally from the earth, which a lot do, they would be known as an earth seed. And it's a totally different experience as a soul. We all look human regardless. We have the same DNA, but it's a different experience because you haven't yet experienced what we call spiritual ascension or, elevating a vibration to a place where we have gifts like telepathy and teleportation and instant manifestation, instant healing and instant travel and things like that.
That makes a lot of sense, man. That makes a lot of sense. Wait 1 second. I think we have Frankie here for weather real fast.
Oh, yay.
Ready? Oh my God.
Frankie,
hi guys. It's really cold outside Sydney right now. Hi Nikki. Hi Anthony. Hi Matthew.
Hi,
I'm doing great. It's really cold outside down Charlotte Street in Sydney. They fixed it. They did a lot of work on it.
Nice.
Frankie, I have your book, and I gave my best friend your bobblehead for Christmas last year. It's like his favorite gift that he's ever given.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Frankie, can you tell me the weather in Rochester, New York, please?
Right in Rochester, New York, there's a lot of really cold weather in Rochester, New York.
It's cold.
And we got rain hitting for their area this weekend coming up.
It's snowing, Frankie, right now.
Snow squalls in Rochester, New York, because the Great Lakes are very warm, the air is very cold. That's causing snow squalls.
Yep. Lake effect snow, right?
Yes, it is. It's lake effect snow.
Frankie, do you know what a downburst is?
Downburst means wind.
That comes from a thunderstorm, right?
Yes, it does. And I'm showing you they plant the trees on Sharon.
We had one in my town where I live. I live south of Rochester. We had one 2 years ago. It was days after my father passed away. It was the weird. I'll never forget. I thought it was a tornado. Like literally, all the trees just suddenly went sideways, and it was, everything just started blowing off roofs and everything. And I took my dog. We ran down the basement, and like there was a lot of destruction in this little area here. But it wasn't actually a tornado. It was a downburst. So it's a wind that I guess it goes like, and then it's called a straight line wind. You know what I'm talking about, Frankie?
So it goes like straight down.
I guess it comes down out of the thunderstorm, then it goes straight rather than in a,
in a circle.
Tornado, right?
So can it like push you down on the ground?
You know what I'm talking about, Frankie? A straight line wind.
Yes, that means that there's supposed to be cold air hitting all the way down Texas this weekend coming. They got cold air going all the way down Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and all those places. Driving all the cold air all the way down Texas and Louisiana, all the way down Kansas, Nebraska, and South Carolina, South Dakota, North Dakota, even Illinois, Indiana. It's going to drive all the cold air all the way down to Houston.
Shit.
Is it going to be warm in Missouri next week?
It's going to be warm air, cold air, fighting each other. Then it got lots of rain heading from Missouri. Those places, they got a snowstorm hitting from Wisconsin and places like this.
Who's going to win, the warm air or the cold air?
Well, they're fucking each other. They both win, don't they?
It's going to be a battle between both. Then it got lots of.
It's going to be a battle.
There's a cyclone aiming to. It's supposed to be aiming towards eastern Australia.
Frankie, my best friend lives in Rapid City, South Dakota. Can we have a forecast for him?
South Dakota's going to get really, really, really cold later on in the week. That's going to drive all the cold air all the way down Texas.
Okay. All right. Frankie, do you like hockey, Frankie?
Yes. And did you hear about this? And then it'll be mid-hockey season. It'll be next month.
Yeah. Frankie, here's a quiz. What is the name of the American Hockey League team in my city, Rochester?
Americans.
That's right. Hold on, I got to show you something. You seen this, Frankie?
Yes.
Yeah. It's the most classic logo in hockey history right here.
Nice.
Rochester Americans. Now, what was the name?
Do you remember the NHL team from the past, New York Americans, that don't exist anymore?
Wow, you know that, Frankie. Holy shit. This
is my favorite hockey team.
He knows everything. He fucking knows everything.
Wow.
Back in the 1930s, it was Montreal Maroons, and the original Ottawa Senators before relocating to St. Louis became Eagles, and it got folded because of the Great Depression.
It's a depressing time. Frankie, what was the name of the American Hockey League team in Sydney, Nova Scotia?
Cape Breton Oilers in 1993.
That's right. And when did they fold?
They relocated in 1996.
To Hamilton, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's right. And they became the Hamilton who?
Bulldogs.
That's right. Frankie, you're a fucking genius, man. That's awesome. Yes.
Do you have any new videos, Frankie?
I just did a new video. I just shouted out Bitcoin.
Oh shit. Yeah. Bitcoin's fucking pumping, man.
I just did a shout out to Bitcoin yesterday.
Pumping.
Like good in a good way?
Yeah.
I said,
I thought it was like crashing and like kind of bullshit.
It's going up like crazy. Yeah, Frankie, can we have a Bitcoin forecast? Because I don't know if I should buy now. Should I buy now or wait? Should I buy or wait?
Right now. Bitcoin's supposed to be going up.
Buy now. Okay.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay. Fuck yeah.
What about Ethereum? Ethereum?
Ethereum. I don't know about this yet. Ethereum, that's another cryptocurrency.
Yes, Ethereum, ETH. Frankie, do you have any new books coming out?
My current book is Be Prepared, the Frank Down Guide to Life, Weather, and Everything. You can get Frankie Down book on Amazon.com. Be Prepared, the Frank Down Guide to Life, Weather, and Everything.
Frankie, legit, that book saved my life because that's what made me run down in the basement when the tornado came through my town last year.
Be Prepared, the Frank Down Guide to Life, Weather, and Everything.
Wow, that's crazy.
Saved my life, that book.
You can get them on Amazon.com. Search Frank Down on Amazon for my book.
Frankie, do you believe in extraterrestrials?
That means that if you're here with this, they're far, far, far away. They will never reach Earth.
Why?
That means that they could die on Earth.
Why? Because of the air quality here?
They are not used to our air. They will die.
Kardashians?
What if they're in another dimension?
Then it'll be epic.
Well, what about your video when you were eating hot dogs and being chased by aliens, sir?
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Do we have time to watch a Frankie video? I don't know.
Me showing Bitcoin in December 2023. Me saying Bitcoin.
Okay.
Can we watch one of his videos, Anthony?
Yeah.
Mike, do you want to pull up a video? Or hey, Frankie, send him a video in chat, or a link in chat, and we'll pull it up.
Do you want to say Bitcoin now, just to save us
Bitcoin.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, I'm definitely buying. Even though I'm probably going to buy and it's going to crash now because it's legit been going up.
Yeah, right. As soon as
I got major news from Microsoft. Windows 10 is ended their support on October 14, 2025 for all the listeners that uses Windows 10.
Shit.
Microsoft's
When's Windows 12 coming?
Don't know yet.
Wait,
Okay.
Microsoft still is a company? They still like function?
Yeah, it's kind of like, wait, what? People
Right,
still
what's up
use
with
that?
Netscape? You know, it's like that's what it felt. I was like, Netscape, AOL, Microsoft. I'm like, that's crazy.
I think Microsoft Windows you'd use in like high school and shit, and it just never worked. It was just like always bullshit. I felt like.
Do you guys remember the Oregon Trail in high school?
Yeah, it was better than the real Oregon Trail. Like I saw the real Oregon Trail, and the game was better.
The trail itself was just boring.
Yeah, it was just like a red rock line. It was just fucking boring. It was just like
there was no.
Did a bunch of people die there? Like,
I mean, not while I was there.
In the game, you
like
always
ate each other
died.
or some shit.
Like there was no one ever won it. I don't think.
That's the Donner Party. The Donner Party.
Oh.
I think. Well, I mean, I'm sure a lot of fucking people did actually. You know, I'm sure a lot of fucking people did. I don't know.
Frankie, what brand of hot dogs do you use in your videos when you eat 50 and then are chased by?
I just pretend to eat 50 hot dogs.
So which brand would you choose? Would you do Zweigels?
Maple Leaf.
Huh? Maple Leaf. Okay. Very good. I've never had one. Would you recommend?
Yes, Maple Leaf hot dogs.
Very good.
Hey, Frankie, when's your Eclipse party?
What?
Coming over Nova Scotia, the Eclipse?
Monday, April 8, 2024.
It's coming over Rochester, too.
He's like, so fucking what? Like, I'm not coming to your party. Fucking.
Did you hear about another podcast, Trevor's Happy Hour? Trevor Garner that runs every Trevor's Happy Hour every Sunday evenings.
Good.
Every Sunday evenings. Hell yeah.
Every Sunday evenings at 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific.
Frankie, what would you do if you did meet an alien?
Then it'll be severe odd.
Frankie, if a spaceship tried to like start pulling you up, what would you do?
Run.
Run. He said
reach for the hot dogs.
You have so much practice in running away from various beasts while gestating. So, you know, I think you'll be able to avoid them. I think.
Yeah. And if guess what? Every Sunday night is Trevor's Happy Hour podcast. Trevor Garner runs the Trevor's Happy Hour podcast.
Stop watching this podcast and watch that podcast right now. If you're watching,
is this what we do? We just come on here and just plug various things that we're
Frankie's the best at self promotion and weather. I've noticed that. No one beats Frankie self promo or weather. I've noticed that.
Well, I mean, he's done very well, so I think he knows what he's doing marketing wise.
And did you hear about this? It's total. Charlotte Street.
Why are there no people? Is it the zombie apocalypse beginning in Sydney?
What the hell is that? They plant the trees and things like this, and they're decorating.
Like no people, huh?
It seems like a zombie apocalypse has begun in Sydney, and it's about to spread south.
Oh God!
Frankie, have you ever been on the ferry to Newfoundland?
Long time ago in the 1980s, I was so young to remember.
80s, wow. How come not since then?
I was so young to remember back in when I was a little
Why
child.
not go to Newfoundland and do a weather report? A very interesting weather there.
Well, British Columbia, West Coast, too, and Vancouver Island.
Very interesting there too. See, I think you should do like a tour around Canada, like reporting
In the world.
Yeah, in the world, and maybe other worlds.
What happens if you do this on Mars? If I
Weather
get a
from
weather
other
report on
worlds? I
Saturn,
like
who's
that.
fighting?
You know how in Men in Black the cat is wearing the
Galaxy
marble?
on the necklace or
What
on
if
the.
Frankie is that? Essentially, Frankie is the access point to all the universes.
There you go. Love that.
Frankie is ubiquitous in all creation. Frankie, I love you. I'm just joking. Thank you. I appreciate your weather report.
His face is like, I am not amused.
And did you hear about my link tree? My link tree is Frankie McDowell.
My
link tree is Frankie McDowell.
And your YouTube? What's
Hell
your
yeah.
other socials?
My Twitter's at Frankie McD. My
No,
Blue Sky's
X.
at Frankie
No, X.
McD. My
Elon
Facebook is Frankie
destroyed it
McDowell.
at
My Instagram is Frankie McD984. My TikTok is FrankDown984. My Clapper is FrankDown984. My Twitch is FrankDown984. My Snapchat is Frankie AMCDON. My YouTube channel is Dogs Wolves, and my link is Frankie McDowell.
Damn, he's good at that.
That's
Jesus.
a lot to do at once. You'd have to have a lot of browser tabs.
Yeah. If you're watching me, unfollow me and follow Frankie.
Yeah. Unfollow all of us.
On
and just-
everything.
Yeah. Go around town, go door to door like you're campaigning for, for state senate, and just tell everyone
Frankie for president.
subscribe to all the platforms at once. Frankie, I love you. Thank you.
Thank you. Best of luck to you. Frank, you're listening to Anthony Rogers Show.
Bam, God bless you, buddy. I'll see you next week.
Why is that outro not in your intro, though? You have all these other people that are supposedly more famous, but I would humbly disagree.
Oh, it wasn't a fame ranking system. It's just like who I think's cool that week when I'm editing. It's just like, it's not like a ranking system. It's just I just put a bunch of stuff in there. Like I put Tommy Chong and Jordan Belfort together because they're both in prison together in the same cell.
No, I'm totally joking. Your intro's actually, but I love Frank.
Well, Frankie's the best. I have no idea how half the people come on this show. To be honest with you, I don't know how it happened, but it works. That's awesome. Frankie's
Because
great.
we're all tripping on acid when we do with whatever you got going on with the.
Oh yeah.
There.
The background. It's like we just
really,
blasted off on a DMT trip, and
yeah,
now
we are
reality around us is breaking down.
I see.
Anthony Rogers, nice. Oh my god, I love that.
So the logo and stuff. Like
Love that. That's fucking badass.
My face right here.
I love it.
It's level 92 narcissism.
You know, level 90 you would have like the face up here, like the face, like
that actually would be nice. Island Boys.
You have, like, your grill is just like your face.
Yeah.
Like.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
If I was 21, I would fucking do that probably. To be honest, I was so fucking stupid. But anyway, back to the interview. Like it was a great distraction from Frankie. I appreciate the weather. And he's always right. I have no idea how.
Yeah.
He's right every time. But okay, so what were we talking about? I think the starseed concept. Were we talking about the being here a million times, or like what were we?
Yeah, the star seeds.
Yeah, I don't want to waste such a good guest on this information.
Yeah. Go on.
Okay,
Tell us
so
more.
I guess mescaline.
Your background is?
Oh, did he freeze? Oh,
that's how mescaline works, boys. That's how it works.
Oh no, you froze for a second.
Dude, once an episode, I have to refresh. To do the last week or so, every time I have a guest on, they'll be talking, Mike will pull them up and let them talk.
Yeah.
I'm just refreshing my browser. They have no idea. It's happened so many times this week. It happened,
it's because the Mercury retrograde is starting.
Well, not only that, Neptune is stationing this week. So when Neptune is, what it means when a planet stations in the sky is it appears to stop moving in the sky, essentially. So it's moving along its merry way. It appears to slow down and stop. And it's an optical illusion to the interaction between the orbits of the different planets. Right. But when Neptune stations, it amplifies itself. And Neptune is a planet of fantasies and dreams and intuition and psychic realms. And it really messes with electronics a lot. And then, Mercury retrograde is happening next week. The 12th is when it stations, and that'll be when it's most intense, and then all the way through the end of the month. So get ready, dear Anthony Rogers viewers, to hear from your exes and to watch old Seinfeld shows.
Yeah.
It is a thing. We tend to like watch during Mercury retrograde. We want to go back and listen to music from our past, watch movies and shows from our past, talk to people from our past.
Hmm.
You know, and actually with Neptune right now, people are very tuned into like fantasy movies and fantasy series. Like
I've been watching fantasy TV like all week. It's like total sci-fi.
Yeah. That's very, very Neptune.
Yeah.
I can't watch.
My dreams have also been really intense too.
Yeah, my dreams have been insane. It feels like every time I go to sleep, it's like a week, and it's only 6 hours. You know.
Yeah, and then you wake up exhausted. You're like, what
yeah, exactly. You wake up exhausted from sleeping. Like what?
Hate that.
We should talk about the Andromeda Galaxy.
Okay.
The Andromeda Galaxy lately has actually been visible in the sky.
Ooh.
And the Andromeda Galaxy is the big sister galaxy to the Milky Way. NASA, our scientists know that the Andromeda Galaxy and the Milky Way galaxy are in this very slow collision course towards one another. It'll take billions of years, and they'll eventually combine into a super galaxy, right?
Ooh.
But spiritually speaking, the Andromeda Galaxy has already superseded it's gone past some of the darker lessons of war and power struggles and greed and conquering and light and dark that the Milky Way obviously has, and planet Earth is Exhibit A. So a lot of starseeds, when we look into their origins, whether I'm doing readings or doing regression sessions or other people are, we actually find that even if they're from Sirius or the Pleiades or Arcturus or Lyra or any of the somewhat common stars that people come from, if we trace their souls back farther, they actually came from the Andromeda Galaxy before that, because so many of the beings in the Milky Way, the souls are actually populated from the Andromeda Galaxy because it's the big sister galaxy.
What are like some characteristics of people who may have lived in a past life on Andromeda? And
4 billion
also,
years someone
what
just
dimension? What dimension are they in?
What'd you say? Sorry, repeat it. Sorry.
I said also, what dimension are they in?
It depends, but it's going to be the model I use basically would put us at the third density or dimension. The fourth would be the next step up for us as a planet where it's still physical, but we're now operating as one planetary body rather than all trying to fight for food and fight each other and see the differences. We're all operating as one, right? That's kind of the goal. And that's a fourth density experience. The fifth density experience is that, but now holographic, where you no longer have physical organs, you have a holographic body, and you're actually very mutable in that way. You can actually shift and change your body as you desire.
So do you think they're in the fourth dimension, fifth dimension?
No, they're going to be higher. They're going to be in the fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth, ninth, going up in the Andromeda Galaxy. We could say that the 12th density is the highest possible because that's like the universe itself.
Okay. So anyways, that's awesome. What were like characteristics when people have lived past lives there? Like as a human, how does it manifest as a human? Like
if you're from Andromeda?
Yeah.
We generally, that's a great question. Andromedan starseeds tend to be really, really kind of good at seeing patterns and, good at like looking through kind of the mainstream bullshit of the narratives that are kind of fed to the, it's kind of a derogatory term, but the sheep of the planet, right? The people that are maybe not thinking outside of the box of things, which a lot of them are the non-starseeds or the earth seeds. Not all of them, but Andromedan starseeds tend to be really good at pattern recognition, especially because the metaphor is that you've come from a galaxy that like spiritually is up here. And then, you're coming to the Milky Way, which is down here. And so you're already like used to looking down and evaluating and studying the Milky Way from a higher dimension or higher density experience. So that's the main thing. And just really good at kind of looking into all sorts of bodies of knowledge and not getting sucked into like one area of, having your horse blinders on, like religion, for example. But, even religious people, of course, can be from the Andromeda Galaxy. It's just the pattern recognition and seeing the big picture.
Interesting. What about Syrians?
Syrian starseeds, which purportedly are you and I, we tend to be really into water because many of our planets are water. We tend to, be very attracted to being in the ocean, being in rivers, being in lakes, being in all sorts of bodies of water. We feel very comfortable living near water. A lot of times we have water in our natal charts. Working with crystals, we tend to be masters at at working with crystals like this. This one, I mean, it is pretty, but I can also use it in spiritual work to remove, entities or to fix someone's chakras or things like that. And on the Syrian realms, the land planets, or the planets that are water and land, and have a lot of land parts, the majority is a lot of times quartz crystal, and they live in these immense buildings and homes, and even like underground enclaves of quartz, and they build all their buildings out of quartz, pyramids and obelisks and spheres. Imagine if, like, you and I were just in Vegas. Imagine if the strip everything was actually made out of quartz instead of what it's made out of. Right?
Yeah.
That's
like
kind of
what the pyramids were made out of crystals. It was like a giant what's it called? It was like a giant one of these, like had
at the
crystals and it like
top there was
generated energy.
exactly, and at the top it used to be gold.
Right.
Plated.
Which conducts the energy.
Right. So that, working with crystals, and also animals, the connection with animals, and also because Sirius is in the constellation of Leo, you think of anything Leo. Leo is humor and fun and comedy, and so it's no mistake that you and I are both very amateur comics.
For sure.
Anthony, do you want me to read if I think you're a starseed or not?
I think he's a starseed. He sees a lot of angel numbers. I think that's a huge sign someone's a starseed, is when they see angel numbers.
I think you are, but I could always look into
it. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm also, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah?
You already sold me.
All right. You want me to ask my guides?
Yes, sir.
All right, so show me. So I'm just talking to my guides. Man, I see the Lyrans immediately. Nikki,
I can totally see that. Wow, actually.
Yeah, I pick up the Lyrans. The funny thing is, he kind of looks like one
right.
lifetime as well, because a lot of the Lyran beings have these lion faces or these cat
with
faces.
like red hair, with red hair specifically, exactly. For sure.
But I do pick up Lyran. Lyran starseeds on the planet, they tend to be very much into culture, food, travel, music, just kind of, because the cultures on the Lyran planets are somewhat similar to Earth in that they're operating at, usually a fourth density, and they very much value like having unique cultures in different, sections of their planet or different groups on their planet. So Lyran starseeds, a lot of times they come to Earth and they really want to discover the culture of Earth. So you'll have all sorts of lifetimes. You might have incarnated as a painter, you might have incarnated as a musician, you might have incarnated as any type of person studying the arts, or or being involved in the arts. So that's pretty common. And food as well, like cooking and discovering different fairs from around the world.
Interesting, man. No, I definitely know I lived a lot of lives. I'm not really gonna say what I know, but I like too many people watching. I tell you guys, not personally, you guys, but I'm saying like, I feel like I've been here more.
And there could be, and that could just be one, by the way, because a lot of times people are from many different places. I'm from Sirius, Blue Avian, Orion, Andromeda. Nikki, I know I forgot what we figured out, but right? You're also
a bunch of them. I've written a bunch of them down. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So that may just be one, the Lyran piece.
I feel like this is like a soul prison, and I'm like tethered here, even if I like leave this vessel. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I feel like I'm in somebody's like ant farm, and I'm just trying to, and I'm just trying to like be my.
You sure that's not the LSD?
No, I mean, I don't do drugs. I think drugs are for poor people, but I think like, but I think. I do, but I don't mean in a mean way. But I'm just saying I do. But no,
well, aren't there rich people drugs too?
Oh, there could
yeah.
Be. I just don't want to be. I don't know. I just don't. I feel like any poor, like it's like drugs are like AI, man. It's like all the poor people tell you how much money you can make from it. You know what I mean? It's like bro, there's so much money in AI. I'm like, where's yours at? Like, where the fuck's your money? That's how I feel about drugs.
The AI is just trying to fool you to use it.
Yeah, they make really bad fucking graphics so far. But all this time, and anyway, I feel like I've been here a million times, and I feel like I do something wrong every time, and I don't mean to. I probably just like what I think happens is I think I come down here, I do a bunch of stuff, I'm almost good, and then like something goes wrong, and I like just exit. I just shoot myself, or I just exit every time, and I think that's like what my punishment was. I think it was like I was in this weird sphere, and I'm just like, they're like, oh, you gotta like do this thing all the time, you gotta grow old and stuff, you know, in this like weird water planet where people just argue all the time, you know. That's like what it feels like, and I'm just like, man, I just want to be an angel, dude. Like I want to put the fucking, you know, I want to put the Antichrist in the fucking fire pit, dog. You know, I'm just trying to evolve, you know, and I feel like that's what I feel like, but I don't know anything. I'm just a fucking person, you know.
But like, you know, that's your truth, and that's the way that you are able to understand and see like your soul's journey, which is a beautiful thing. Everyone sees it differently. You know, the way I would, if you were one of my clients, and you're not, but you know, I would just add like, well, that's the way you're used to seeing it. But what if it's not a prison? What if it's simply your soul's way of directing you towards that role of being an angel in human form?
No, I want to be an angel. I feel like that's my next. I want to level up. You know, I feel like being human's fun. It pisses Satan off. That's good. You know, Satan hates humans. I love that aspect of it. You know, he like quit his job over it. You know, he's like, oh God, he's like, oh, God loves humans. Oh, you're right. God loves me more than Satan. That's awesome. And then I also just want to evolve and be an angel. I think that'd be the coolest thing ever. And I want to choke slam the Antichrist into the fire pit. But Michael already is doing it. You know, Michael already called it.
That's right, Michael. I got a Michael right here. He's stepping on the demons.
Dude, he's a boss, man. Michael's one of my favorite angels, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Michael and Gabriel, dude. Like, and it's funny. My wife's name is Gabrielle, and like everyone over 50 calls her Gabriel, which is like weird to me because like it's like she is like almost like an angel energy. It's like really weird. Like she's just like as good as I wish I was. You know, like just like a completely.
She could be an earth angel, which is like, I believe, someone who's been an angel.
No, I was going to say, what if you already have been an angel?
Yeah, for sure.
Why you're so attuned to it, and you're
I feel really connected to
it in
angels
human form.
too.
You know,
weird.
And then after you leave the body, next you literally will be an angel again.
Yeah, I feel like I did some crazy shit, and they put me in isolation forever. I was like in this sphere was like isolated. I was like the only one there. I'm a person that gets bored all the time, so they know that's my punishment is be bored all the time. I mean, like that's what I felt like. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm punished here. I feel like I should have evolved already.
Your punishment is getting Frankie's weather reports nightly.
I can listen to that guy.
I love his weather reports.
I can listen to that guy talk forever, man. I don't know. That's
me too.
Same with anybody on this podcast. If you look at last week's, I would cut this if, like whenever I would just like Nick, you know, I just leave when I'm bored. And I cut these anybody talking, I enjoy the conversation. I think people watching enjoy it. Otherwise, I would just be like, I'm not a fake person. I'd be like, this fucking sucks. You know?
Just walk away.
Yeah, I have done that so many times. Yeah, no, it's like I can't do it. I'm Irish, man. That's how we say goodbye. You know, like, this is boring.
Yeah.
Like, next. When I'm with my friends, I say bye 16 times. But when I'm with strangers, I don't say bye. You know what I mean? Like you're always trying to leave. You're like, oh, I gotta go. Bye. You know.
Saying goodbye is awkward.
Well, what you can do is like, you know, the one Seinfeld episode when they were doing the Bizarre Universe. You know, you say hello when you leave, goodbye when you arrive. You know.
Yeah.
Like the Beatles, man. Like the Beatles.
Hello.
Yeah.
Imagine a day just for fun when everything was opposite, where you were supposed to go on a red light and stop on a green light. You know, you say hello when you leave, you arrive. Right?
You see Sliders?
Spiders?
Like in general, or is it a show?
90s television show called Sliders. Like
Sliders. I thought you meant spiders. I was like, do I ever see spiders?
Too, yeah.
The pilot episode.
Spiders can come in the astral realm. They're pretty creepy. I'm sure.
The pilot episode of Sliders is like the exact same thing. It's like he goes to like a red light and you stop that, and the guy behind him's like, "You asshole, it's red." You know, it's like just like that.
That would have been a good Twilight Zone episode. I wonder if they did one.
Twilight Zone was good writing too. Yeah, no, Twilight Zone is pretty good writing. That's like the Black Mirror of the '60s. You know.
Yeah, for sure. That's probably where they got their inspiration from, honestly.
Oh yeah, dude. Black Mirror, like Twilight Zone on steroids. You know, it's like some of those, man. You're just like, this is too dark, man. Like that, they got like a prime minister to fuck a pig on an episode. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? Just through blackmail. I couldn't imagine being blackmailed to fuck a pig. That's like insane. I would never say yes to that. You know, I just like I can't relate. You know.
To fuck a pig.
You never saw that episode? Like, it was like,
No.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Black Mirror. One of the episodes of Black Mirror was like the Prime Minister of like England or something like that was like blackmailed into having sex with a pig or something like that. It's like some humiliation thing.
Yeah, but you know what? The Illuminati does some creepy shit like that.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
It's hard to know for
Don't
sure.
doubt it.
The Illuminati seem like dorks to me. They seem like a bunch of Mr. Burns losers, like fucking
They
nine
are.
rich
Mr. Burns.
dudes. Yeah, like 9 rich dudes I put in a trash can of the internet. Yeah, like, that's how I feel about the Illuminati. It's just, I mean, for lack of better terminology, just gay. Illuminati's just fucking gay.
Yeah.
It's just like
I think that's what someone in the Illuminati would say, though.
Yeah.
So we don't figure it out.
I just no. If I drink adrenochrome, I'd have a fucking hairline instead of a sponsored hat on.
That's dark.
I would look way younger. I feel like
That's
I look twice my fucking age. So I definitely don't think I'm in the club. I don't think they let me in the club. I don't know what it was. Maybe I wasn't an attractive child or something. I don't know.
Oh God.
I don't know why I wasn't in the club.
Yeah, you have to be like a hot child in order to be Only if you were a hot kid at one point can you join our club. Like,
Yeah, that's how they get you. They draft you then. They draft you as a hot kid.
Oh yeah, obviously that makes more sense.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The Illuminati always seems the idea seems stupid too. Though. Like it's like a bunch of rich dudes. Like all we need now is Jay-Z and Eminem, and we're gonna take over the world. And it's like what low ambition, I mean, like, those are some shitty artists. Like what low ambition? Like one guy's from a trailer park, the other guy's a crackhead, and like, we glorified on this like low vibrational plane. We glorify these people. Like
we're here for the party, bro.
Yeah, it's like Jay-Z's never said anything smart or interesting, and Eminem's the same thing. And then like it's like if I had to go by my email I came up with in first grade, what I mean? That's like what their name sounds like. Yeah, call me Eminem now, mom. It's like I'm like, dude, this is fucking gay. It's just like just being adult, so wise, just like like that's how I feel about art, man. I feel like these guys are all posters.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
They're probably cooler in the last life, I bet Jay-Z and Kanye would be cooler in their last life,
But like I know these are all jokes, but to bring it back to like something maybe to remember, like all the darkest people on the planet, they're on their own spiritual journey, even if they are playing that role in this life, that in the next life they have to make up for that. They have to alchemize that,
Yeah, man. Like Lord have mercy on Oprah's soul, bro. Like he was selling kids straight out the hut, man. Just grabbing them out the hut and selling them. She got those African schools and stuff. I'm like, this is crazy, man. I don't know how these people walk the same earth, man. It's like crowd, like all I want to do is smoke weed and play video games. To be honest with you, that's all I actually want to fucking do. But I mean, there's so much dumb shit and evil everywhere.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, well, I think it's just darker now because of like the foreseen awakening of the masses. You know what I mean? It's like
that's true.
They all know, like astrologically, like when this awakening is gonna start, and it's no coincidence. Like the COVID shit happened right before all of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, they found it's like that Epstein bust. And they're like, you can't leave your house because we're pedophiles. Like, this is fucking weird. That was a weird time.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, we are revolving to a renaissance. My wife always says that. When I complain about the world and talk about how the Chinese are taking over, we're going to kill us all. My wife was like, "No, we're going into a renaissance. I promise." I think
we're going into a renaissance.
Yeah, it's going to be a better
like
world.
Okay, I mean, I feel like we go through these phases through time where it's like, in history repeats itself. Like, okay, there was like World War I, World War II. You know what I mean? Like, and Hitler and all these terrible things where it's like, oh my God, the world's going to end. Like people are like tripping out and they really think the world's going to end. But then it's like, it just collapses eventually, I think, at a certain point. Like, I mean, fingers crossed. But I feel like, I don't know.
I mean, I look at it in terms of just epics, that every period of time has what it's meant to. A lot of that is war, and a restructuring of the geopolitical structure of the planet. It's happening again now, right? But no, I do believe, like you, that eventually where we're going is something much better, something much more equal for all beings, which is why we term it the age of Aquarius, because it's ruled by the sign of Aquarius, which is a sign of equality.
Got it. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like people are eventually just going to get sick and tired of what's happening.
Yeah, and
it'll just get so bad that people will finally change their opinion, or they'll have to see it for what it is. I feel like some people are in such denial that until it gets really bad, like they won't believe what they're seeing. or like what's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. But that's why the idea of like extraterrestrials actually, really coming out in vogue and really, really showing themselves is very important, because that is something that could precipitate a true mass awakening. It's like, oh, we really are a part of a galactic community. We're not just alone. We've been lied to, right?
The Galactic Federation.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah. Because it's like, it's funny how like all these psychics, like, when I first learned about star seeds and I started doing more research, like all of the same psychics are talking about the same star systems, the same beings, like them looking the same, talking about different galactic federations. And like, it sounds like you were saying, it's like, oh, it sounds like it's from Star Trek or Star Wars or something, but it's like actually a federation of all these beings that are like already kind of watchers of the earth.
Yeah, think about it. It's like 8 billion people on our planet. So how do you manage 8 billion people? Well, we have different governmental, levels of government, right? Well, why wouldn't it be like that also outside of Earth? It's probably
exactly
a higher vibrational manifestation of it. But how else do different collectives from billions of different stars get along and manage each other, right?
It's just so funny how like the government has gaslit everyone who's come forward, like up until like a year or two ago, like, oh, like anyone in the government talking about aliens, like so many people who were in the government were coming forward about aliens being real. It's like, what would they get out of me, like even saying anything when like they were all gaslit and told that they were totally crazy and just made it up to then be like, oh, actually, never mind, like, haha, like actually they're real. And then like, it's like, oh, well, okay, if you guys have been in contact with them for like as long as people have been saying, like since the 50s, like there's obviously so much more that we're not even aware of. We're just like getting like the tip of the iceberg of like the information we're allowed to even know. You know what I mean?
Right. But it's it's a sign of the awakening. It's one of the the small like nuggets out there that is actually proof that, oh, something is happening, right? Beneath the surface, like as a whole for a planet, that there is some sort of spiritual awakening and some sort of journey towards unity and love for one another. Because again, 20 years ago it was ridiculed, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh no, yeah, of course aliens are real, right?
Yeah.
And and also we see out there just like such an emphasis now on health and yoga and herbs and just all things that were kind of ridiculed 20 years ago.
Right. Totally.
Yeah,
Can you tell us? Go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. Like
I was gonna ask if you could tell us about how you channel Syrians, like how some of your guides are Syrian aliens, and maybe you can give us like a short little channeled message or something.
Oh, I wasn't prepared to. You should have told me that.
You can just tell us about what it means to channel their messages.
Okay, yeah. Trance channeling is an act of essentially getting into a channel, and it requires a bit of getting into meditation and bringing through specific message from a group you're connecting with, like we talked about with mediumship. So there's a group of 5 Syrians that I do connect with and bring through messages for people and for my groups that I teach on Sundays. The Ascending is one group.
Yeah, you did it at the
in Vegas. Yeah,
at the expo, the Stairway to the Stars. I helped him work this expo. I was like helping him work his booth, but he did a couple of talks. Like he had so many different like talks about like ancient knowledge and like health and crystals and like different ways of healing, and it was just really interesting. So he was on an astrology panel, and then he talked about star seeds, what star seeds are, the different types of star seeds, and then he did like a channeled message from the Syrians. It was really cool.
Yeah. So it's anyone that has reached a relative level of mediumship can trance channel. It's just a matter of getting into that channel, doing a bit of meditation to get into that channel, and then kind of forming a relationship with whatever group. There's people that channel Archangel Michael. There's people that channel like even famous people from the other side, like Einstein or like Princess Di or so you can connect with anyone. Now there's some people that think they're channeling, they're really not. It's coming from you. There are.
It's like on meth and have been up for 4 days.
Yeah.
Like you're like, okay.
Well, before we go on much longer, do you want to throw out any like links or anything before we get on here? Like I think we could go on for 5 more hours and keep this going. But I think like just ending on top's good. Ending.
Yeah.
Going out going out with a bang. You know, like throw any links or anything you want, or both you guys really. I mean, whatever you guys want to throw out before.
You go ahead, Matthew.
Yeah, I mean, my website is yourdivinehuman.org. You can check out anything that I do. I do a lot of group programs. Nikki's actually in the group programs. I do one-on-one work. We do retreats. I do a lot of speaking appearances around the country. So everything's on there, all the schedules.
Cool. My social media, just go to Linktree/Nikki Knightley, and you'll find all my links.
And you know, Nikki and I are also both comics, although I think I've done more open mics recently than Nikki.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, thank you all for watching. This is getting kind of creepy with all 489 of you watching me still. I think I'm kind of weirded out. I need some time alone. You know, it's not you guys. You know, it's me. I hope you all watch this episode again. I hope you just listen to an Apple Podcast again when I decide to upload it. And I hope that you buy everything in the sponsored intro, because that was a really long intro. Follow my OnlyFans. I'm showing different angles of my bald spot. So this week we have a deal on my OnlyFans, $75 a month. Give me all your hard-earned money. You don't fucking deserve it. I do. And thank you all for watching. Thank you, Mike, for producing. Thank you, Matthew, for coming on here. Thank you, Nikki, for being an awesome co-host.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Bye.
This is awkward.